Another thing, what do you think is going to happen once they are done with the so-called illegal immigrants? What do you think is going to happen? Even in my community, the Haitian community, I see some people celebrating. Celebrating for what? What are you celebrating for? Because they are cutting TPS for your brothers and sisters? How stupid that can be. But even green card holders are not safe at the moment. Have you looked around to see what's going on in this country? They don't give a damn about your green card. And once they are done with that category, what do you think is going to happen? They are going to proceed to the US citizens, my category, the ones who wasn't born in this country. They are going to find a way to make you illegal. Do you understand that? Now, once they are done with us, who do you think is next? Black Americans. Y'all next. I can have all type of feelings y'all want to have about Haitians, Africans, or whatever, whatnot. But if you don't help your neighbors today, tomorrow when you need them, nobody will be there to give you a hand. I just don't understand the hatred for the people who so-called illegal. Now, if somebody comes to this country, you are doing bad things, that's on you. You deserve to be kicked out. But if you come to this country, you are contributing to the value of the country. You are paying taxes. You doing the right thing. You go to school. You adding value. You deserve to have a chance. Y'all know damn well this man loves credit. So even if he wants to come up with a different path for the people on TPS or who have TPS to be legal in this country, I think that would be fair. But to kick out all these people who's contributing to the country, I don't think you guys understand and prepare for the disaster coming ahead on top of all the mess that the country already finds itself in. My point is, these people don't care about neither one of us. They just want this country to be a white country. Until you understand that, you understand where they're going with this, I don't know what to tell you. If you think you are different because you have a piece of paper that says otherwise, you are mistakenly crazy. You are mistakenly crazy. So no, I cannot sit here and laugh at somebody else who's going through something right now because tomorrow might be my turn. And if there's something we all can do to help, we better get to work before it gets to your doorstep. Just saying.
I'm kind of, what is the deal with Haitian immigrants specifically, since we are looking at you guys coming over here thinking you need to educate Black Americans about the white tea man? I felt like this rant, I don't know. Did you think you were putting us in our place, ma'am? Like wagging your finger at us, telling us, you're crazy. You're crazy. You don't understand. It's us. They're against us. They want a white tea world. Ma'am, have several seats. We've been in the middle of this. We don't need your pointers. In fact, we can give you a master class on how to deal with this thing, ma'am. We've been reverse engineering it forever. Since they came over here, okay? Don't need your way in, you know. We're not trying to take advice from cowards, ma'am. Okay, you fled, and you're over here and you want to give us a few pointers and tell us all about what to do, right? And, you know, and your plan is, let's get scared. Let's get scared. What's going on? You're fear-mongering, ma'am. We're not deportable, ma'am. We're not immigrants, okay? I think you need to understand that before you go around spewing your fear-mongering. This is just a few days old here, guys. Oh, gosh, this is very recent, and people are still saying that. Post-TPS stuff, you know. They're going to put you back in chains. They don't care about you. Ma'am, it's so crazy that I think we don't understand white tea supremacy and how it works. This is the Matrix now. It's like, these are glitches in the Matrix with all these NPCs, all these people around me telling Black Americans, be afraid. Fear-monger you in your own land. Mind you, just a few years ago, you know, they were just Haitian, right? They were just Jamaican. They were just, I am Nigerian. I don't know, now I guess they feel like they can kind of like, you know, do a little Jedi mind trick and get us to unify. You know, we weren't united before. Everybody wants to be we now and us. It's our problem. It's us. You know, everybody wants to do that. Like, y'all don't F with us like that, and that's cool. We seen it. We know. We don't F with you like that either. That's cool. We can be amicable here. You know, it's getting stupid now. It's getting silly. Okay? All the fear-mongering and all of the, we're the same, and let me educate you. You silly Black Americans. Y'all need to stop believing them talking points. Y'all sound crazy. You silly Black Americans. Please stop believing those talking points. You look dumb. Y'all were all up in our face before. Look at you, you're lazy. We're doing better than you in your own country. If somebody wants to laze around in their own country, that's a personal problem. That's their issue. Who are you to come over and tell people what to do? That's a motivation issue or some shit. It's not for you to come critique just because you are in fight or flight mode and life or death mode, because you're clamoring, trying to find resources, you know. Look at what I've been able to do. You know, you're welcome. Right? Because you know why? We the plug. Y'all came over here and used our shit. You didn't do anything. You checked the box and you said you were us. stuff that we fought for, set asides for us, right? What we pushed to do, right? It's convenient for you. And you come and say, look at what I've been able to do. You ain't did shit except ride the coattail of what we've done and flood the system. You know, you can thank my elders too for the Immigration Act. Allowed you guys to even be here. Make your country great. You know what I'm saying? Make it available for you guys to be able to move ahead. But your fear-mongering isn't going to work. We're not deportable. I've seen people, you know, come into our spaces with that mess. I have seen people come around and chastise us and tone police us. A lot of it from the Haitian community. I did not know you guys felt like this. I have seen very feeble attempts for unity all of a sudden. I've seen the not all argument, not all. I've seen the we're all the same argument. I've seen that the other guy, that weirdo, Watchman Yole, your FBA is so dumb. I've seen that angle, you know. Those are all projections, y'all. Those are all projections. That you're dumb, you don't know anything. You don't like yourself. Those are internalized issues, and y'all are projecting it out, and it doesn't stick with us. But we will call that mess out because y'all are loud and insecure. And wrong, loud and wrong, and insecure as hell, right? You're spilling out onto everybody with this. Have some dignity. Where's the 1804 dignity? You know what I'm saying? You know, take that money, get on back to where you got to go. Stop having the spirit of 1825, you know, where you had to pay reparations to your oppressor. Does 1804 even count, though? Like, as a win? For like, what, one good year? Then you assassinated your leader and then turn around and had to pay your oppressor. And, you know, that's an L. That's an L, y'all. Go back and get back to the 1804 energy. But this time you're fighting your brothers. We don't fall for guilt tripping, though, guys. Whatever manipulation bag of trips you want to use on us, you know, trying to rewrite history. I don't care what you're saying if you're saying it from my country. Okay? Period. Full stop. TPS was a temporary program. Period. Now you want to emotionally manipulate now? This is kind of like a narcissistic scenario here. Anything but do the right thing. Blame everyone but yourself. Blame everyone but your country, you know, and holding them accountable. No accountability. Y'all flexing your passports in your brothers' faces that have to go. The TPS Haitians that have to go back. Y'all big shouldering on them. Look at this, what I got. Y'all divisive from the giddy up. Y'all been divisive. You guys don't know what unity looks like. And y'all need to quit telling us that we should be worried. We're not putting our bodies on the line for this mess. You know, you want us out in the street protesting for temporary protected status. Y'all fighting harder to stay here than to fix your own crap. You know, but the we're next argument isn't going to work. Not with us, not with Black Americans. We know we're not. This is our land. We're the original people here. We're not going anywhere, ma'am. Even if the whole thing burned down, we're still in our blessed lands. We gonna be all right. This people group, this ethnicity is more than fine. Okay, no matter what happens, we still here and we're gonna be okay. We know how to insulate. We've done it before. And the fact is that you guys took advantage of our kindness, our hospitality. You know, you took advantage of it. Now you're feeling some type of way about it because we're like, you're rude. No, thank you. We're gonna move this way. And then all of your hate comes to the top and boils over. I mean, if anything, it's fascinating behavior to witness, but we're not going to fall for any of it. We're not going to fall for it. All right. Y'all have a good day.
You can't guilt trip Black Americans into submission. We don't operate like that. You can't disrespect us and insult us into a change of perspective in your benefit. We don't operate like that. You cannot say something over and over and over again and reiterate it a million times and think that we're going to change our minds or our perspectives on whatever the fuck you talking about. We don't operate like that. Many have tried. All have failed. Every time you try the tactic of guilt tripping, shaming, you're going to be met with a higher and higher and higher level of resistance. You're not going to be met with submission. You're not going to be met with a change of heart or a change of thought. You're going to be met with more resistance. The resistance is going to get stronger the more you try. It's kind of like that what is that product called? It's called Gorilla Glue, where if you pour water on it, it actually strengthens it. So if you try to wash it off, you're actually strengthening the bond. That's kind of like how it is trying to guilt trip Black Americans into submission.
Immigrants will never cease to amaze me, honestly, especially when it comes to these Haitian immigrants with their TPS, Balava, and the rest of that. They will never cease to amaze me because what in the name of God do you need to make it look like you're trying to justify your points by saying, oh, Black Americans, this is actually going to be your turn soon? I don't know for how long Black Americans need to be reminding you people that their own America, yeah, whether you like it or not, their own America. They have invented, they have produced, they have done a lot of things in America. See, if it was that easy for Black Americans to be deported, long time ago, believe me, the Orange Man would have deported them long time ago. In fact, they would have been the first target, even before any other immigrants, if it was possible, if there is any little percentage of deporting them. So I think the earlier a lot of Asians realize, the better. But anyways, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you. Liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks. Also join my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. With that being said, let's roll out the clips so that you see the other clips, and I will be back with commentaries. Let's go watch, guys.
Keep you here in America so you won't get kicked out like some of these immigrants are getting kicked out. Because if you think for once that because you're a Black American that they're not going to kick you out, that's eventually what's going to happen. It's going to trickle all the way down to white people. And it is your responsibility to figure out your ancestors.
No, little sis, if I could reach through this phone and slap your hand, I would do it. No. Let's stop making it seem like Black Americans are at risk for any type of removal. Where are they going to send us to? Never Land? Never Land is not a real place, guys. Okay? It's not a real place. You really think that they're going to just get rid of almost their whole entire workforce? I mean, really think about this. So they're going to get rid of all of the illegal immigrants, right? The ones who work for dirt cheap. They're going to get rid of all of them. Then they're going to go and they're going to get rid of the Black Americans. Who the is going to do any type of work? They're just going to get rid of everybody who's not YT? I mean, I don't understand. Like you're just going to get rid of a big chunk of your workforce? Like that doesn't even make sense. I don't know where this sentiment came from, but I'm honestly tired of it. I'm tired of hearing it from the immigrants. I'm tired of hearing it from other Black American people. I'm tired of hearing it because it's the most ridiculous thing. Sometimes I be feeling like sometimes some of y'all want to leave. Like some of y'all don't want to be here. Some of y'all are hoping that you'll get deported, like into Never Land. I don't know where you think you're going. I don't know where you think they sending you. But some of y'all don't want to be here. I don't know why, but you trying to manifest that shit. That's the reason why motherfuckers keep saying it, because you want to manifest that shit. You don't ain't gotta wait to be deported if you want to leave. You could do that on your own. Now, the other stuff that she was saying in the video, I think was nice. It was fine. I just wanted to address the point of like, look, y'all, stop saying that. Tracing your history is great. Tracing your lineage is great. But to do it because you're afraid of eventually being deported or removed it's crazy to me.
I think there are two reasons why people don't like Black Americans. The first reason is very obvious to me, and it's because Black Americans call shit out. If you're a culture vulture, if you disrespect them, if you steal from the culture and try to reinvent it as your own, they will call you the fuck out. If you are a non-white person that's letting white people walk all over you and be racist towards you, they will call it out. But y'all don't like a mirror being held to you. You don't like accountability, and you don't think Black Americans have any right to check you. The second reason is because the parasite class has made it their mission to demonize them because they have been the ones fighting white supremacy, the thing that they need to be wealthy since they got here. And now look, Fascism is winning right now. It's all over America. You're being attacked by your own military. But Black Americans chose to sit down, and y'all are clutching your pearls because you don't know what to do.
I have made the decision that I'm just blocking people who only have criticism for Black Americans and foundational Black Americans. And I'm going to clarify this a final time by what I mean. When I say Black American, I mean my descendants were enslaved Africans. And in the 400 plus years that we have been in this country, we have created our own unique culture, and we are our own unique ethnicity. African Americans, a moniker that the collective had adopted for many generations, really is not accurate in describing us. That's why I call myself Black American, and proudly so. And let me also say this. There are no diaspora wars. This is a term that has been disseminated by Pan-Africanists and many African immigrants, because we Black Americans don't tolerate disrespect from members of African immigrant communities that express anti-Blackness and downright hate towards us. What they are upset about is that we have the audacity to not tolerate their disrespect and defend ourselves from their insults and their denigration. It's a diaspora war. I'm so tired of FBAs and Black Americans spewing white supremacist talking points. Excuse me, but who is the oppressor demographic? Because we Black Americans, in my opinion, have been far too welcoming in the past. And we have done nothing to not only African immigrants, but every other group who has members who have problems with us. Yet we constantly see videos being made by African immigrants and others who are telling Black Americans that they hate us, that we're lazy, that we're stupid, that we don't know where we're from, that we have no culture, as they try to cosplay us and exploit us. I'm tired of it. I had to block one mutual from making a video talking about, I'm tired about the FBA movement and spewing white supremacy. You're tired of FBAs and Black Americans spewing white supremacy, where you have all these videos from these African immigrants who are spewing all of this propaganda that they were indoctrinated with by the folk who colonized them? And these folk have no smoke for these individuals who are constantly talking about how we Black Americans are horrible, and they're trying to rewrite history saying that they built America. And the reality is that they fled their homelands that are still in disarray and in chaos. And they refuse to talk about that, but they are obsessed with Black Americans who, again, are not the oppressors. Yeah, so I've made up my mind. I am blocking folk who do that, who criticize Black Americans and accuse us of waging a diaspora war. There's not a war being waged. We, again, are just not tolerating disrespect. We're proud of our unique heritage and culture that everyone copies, but then turns around and says that we don't have one. Everyone gets to be proud of where they're originally from. I'm Somali American. I'm Haitian. I'm Ghanaian. I'm Kenyan. I'm South African. I'm Jamaican. But you Black Americans, oh my God, how dare you delineate? You don't know where you're from. And we have to hear all that bullshit all day long, every day, especially on this app. Nope. Anybody else who criticizes Black Americans for being proud of our unique heritage and community, automatic block from me.
So for if people want to leave America and like try to find those,
leave America and go where?
Back home.
Let's be honest. Go back where? It's not cool back home.
It's not?
My country now is in the economy now is in shambles. Like,
But if okay, so if people are leaving,
I do my part.
Yeah.
I'm an ambassador. So when I go home and I'm filming and showing, I'm not gonna show the bad parts. I ain't gonna show all the bad
You're not gonna
parts.
try to slum. You're not gonna show the trenches.
No, I go to the trenches.
Yeah.
I film the trenches, but I'm talking about the situation in the country.
Yeah.
Now that's when I come in, because I show the bad parts. It's an abundance of bad parts. You can't escape it. But anyway, welcome to Lagos. Yeah, welcome to Lagos, where the trash is as far as the eye could see. And as you could see right here, there's trains, planes, hell, even airplanes passing by this display of trash. And no one is lifting a finger to remove this trash. This is a problem that 30 cents a day cannot solve, right? This is cultural. Because what do you mean I'm a poor Nigerian? What do you mean I'm a middle-class Nigerian? What do you mean I'm a rich Nigerian and I'm not picking up the trash? You know what I'm saying? Where is national pride at? Where is the pride that you're supposed to have for your country? Because this country is filled with Nigerians, and Nigerians is not even caring for Nigeria. Why would you want to cover the bad parts when it's in abundance and lie to the people, push a false narrative? He stated that they're in shambles, and they are in shambles, but why cover it up? That's the question.
When I made the video about Black Americans, I hear a lot of people saying that you cannot compare what is happening in South Africa to what is happening in America. Some people are looking for a lot of excuses to deflect. Immigrants living in a different society and how they relate to the citizens, to the people that host them in that society. That's what the comparison is about. This is from my personal observation as someone that has lived on both sides as an adult. You coming to tell me that Black Americans are not on the streets protesting. It is not because America does not have an immigration crisis. There is an immigration crisis in most countries actually in the world right now. The reason why the Black Americans are not marching against immigrants is because the difference between the Black Americans and the South Africans right now is that the South Africans are frustrated at feeling unheard by their own government. That's why they are going an extra mile, exercising their constitutional right to actually go out there and protest. Believe me, I have lived in America and I have seen Americans go out and protest as well. And I have seen violence emerge in those protests by Americans. I, as a South African, do not condone violence, right? I do not condone violence. We want protests that are peaceful. Have protests always been peaceful? No. Americans protest as well when they believe that their government is not responding to them as their democratic right. So the existence of protests here does not make South Africa illegitimate. And again, I do not condone violence. South Africans do not condone violence. Much and Much does not condone violence. Jacinta has said it a couple of times before even the June 30th march that she wants the marches to be very peaceful but still discuss the root causes. We can do both. So condemning violence is non-negotiable. But the thing is, it's dishonest to pretend that there's no underlying grievances in this whole situation. South Africa enforcing immigration laws is not automatically a xenophobia. And calling any concerns of South Africans xenophobia shuts down any real discussion. Lives have been lost, both of South Africans and non-South Africans. Lives have been lost on both sides. I honor that pain. But the bigger problem also is that we do not talk about the South African lives that have been lost. Too often, the voices of South African families and lives that have been lost are barely heard. We don't talk about them. When we talk about accountability, all we're asking is for their stories and their pain to be heard fully and publicly, the same way that xenophobia is also loud. People act as if lives being lost on protests is something unique to South African protests. I live in America and I've seen lives being lost in protests here too. Most of those protests were peaceful, but there were also incidents of violence and even people losing their lives. But that did not erase the conversation around why people were protesting. But when it comes to South Africa, we want to hear everything else. We are not hearing the reason why South Africans are protesting. That is the least loud conversation coming from the very same people that are claiming to be victims. And that's what the problem is here. My whole point is listen, respect, and engage with the whole society that you live in. That's what the point is here. Even President Obama, a black president here in the United States, President Obama presided over large numbers of formal deportations. His interest was not at discriminating against people. His interest was at protecting the American citizens. That enforcement was debated, but it was not automatically reduced to hatred of foreigners. You did not call him xenophobic. So my question is, why is it that when South Africa raises concerns about illegal immigration, automatic thing is xenophobia? The other argument, guys, that sounds like lacking accountability and making excuses is people that keep coming and saying, oh, when we try to get involved as foreign nationals who live in South Africa, when we try to get involved, we are told, oh, you are not South African, stay out of it. I've lived in America myself, and I've been told here that I am not Black American, I should go back home. Didn't you see even on this video that I posted yesterday, other people telling me that I'm not Black American? Telling me that I'm not Black, I'm not American, and I'm not going to be invited to the cookout. But guess what? Those individuals, they do not automatically become America to me, and they do not become an excuse why I should not get involved when there's matters of injustice, because it is the American government that opened the doors for me to be here, not an individual I encounter on social media or in the streets because they are projecting. So integration is not about pleasing every individual. It's about respecting the society you live in, even when some people reject you. I'm not rejected by all Black American people, and I don't take that personal. I respect the land that feeds me. That's just what it's about. I saw a lot of Americans that actually came on the comment section and they were like, you know what? We're not even asking you to help us. We're just asking you to respect us. You understand? I've made videos about silencing, which is like one of the biggest forms of abuse. You know, at the least, if you're not helping people fight for what is just and right, don't silence them. Don't minimize the reason why they are fighting. You understand? You cannot come into someone's land and not help them with anything, and then on top of that, minimize the things that they are fighting for only because you benefit from the silence of it all. The bigger conversation here is that a lot of you guys lack accountability. Many people are still applying to go do business and live in South Africa. The very South Africa that some people want to claim that it is a horrible place to live and people are unfriendly. When I talked about standing together with the people of the country when they are going through a lot, you're forgetting easily that this South Africa that is having an immigration crisis right now is the very South Africa that has housed immigrants since 1994. This wasn't even about South Africa, but at the end of the day, South Africa has hosted immigrants for decades. So right now that South Africa is wanting to enforce laws because we have a crisis, that should not be reduced to South Africans are hostile. No.
Anyways, welcome back, guys, and thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this clip to the end. And this is actually the problem of having immigrants having to debate for Black Americans and saying, oh, you guys are literally going to be the next. Why are you guys not supporting your brothers and sisters? Why are you guys not coming through for Haitians? Why are you guys acting as if Asians are not people like you? Some of them even went to the point of saying, at the end of the day, if they are asked either they are white or black, they cannot identify as white, they will always identify as black. But the problem that Black Americans have is, as a result of pride, blah, 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 east, west, north, and south. And they should not worry that very soon they are literally going to come for Black Americans. I honestly cannot wait for the day that they will come for Black Americans, as these people are saying, because at the end of the day, I look at these people saying this as people that literally do not have sense and people that literally do not research. Because one thing a lot of people forget is the fact that Black Americans cannot be deported, no matter how hard you try to sugarcoat it, no matter how hard you try to want Black Americans to support you. It doesn't justify the fact that Black Americans can never get deported, whether you like it or not. Black Americans are indigenous. Black Americans were literally existing in America even before the arrival of Christopher Columbus and every other thing that went on and forth. I don't know why it's so difficult for a lot of immigrants to be able to listen to history, read history at least, so that they can also understand when Black Americans are saying they can literally never be deported. Yeah. See, if you are begging for something as Haitian or as immigrant in America and you want Black American solidarity, it is okay for you to just ask, okay? It is okay for you to ask and be like, oh, Black Americans, we want your support and the rest of that. But for you to make it look like you can actually talk Black Americans into supporting you, and then you're going ahead to give them all of this guilty project thing and making them look like you understand history more than Black American is quite barbaric, to be honest. It's quite barbaric. That's just the honest truth. Because at the end of the day, you cannot overemphasize it that you are still an immigrant and Black Americans are not immigrants. So the fact that you people cannot drop your pride and gently ask for Black Americans' help is quite alarming. And the fact that since you cannot ask, you will now go ahead to make it look like you're justifying your point by bringing pointless points is even more frustrating and more annoying, honestly. And I'm happy because this particular generation that they are the generation of Black Americans giving them answers exactly as they deserve. Because you can't expect Black Americans to be quiet, right? So I love it when Black Americans are responding to them, when Black Americans are answering them, when Black Americans are telling them that every single thing you think, we are not that particular thing. And you cannot force us, you cannot make us to do what we don't want to do. It's as simple as that. So don't think that the fact that you come say a lot of things, it will make Black Americans change their mind and be like, okay, we're supporting them, we're coming in solidarity for them. I will still repeat myself. If you need help, come out politely, come out plainly and said, I need help. It's not that difficult. But trying to make it look like you are making Black Americans to feel sad for them to now come through for you is quite barbaric. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks. Also join my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And yes, guys, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos. I'm going to be saying bye and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys. I love you guys. Mwah.